What's up, fam? It's Tanya Talk with Tanya J Miller LLC. You guys know we do life, we do leadership, we do it unapologetically on purpose. That means every day we are trying to help you to figure out how to fit the puzzle piece of life together so you do life right and you do it well. So I told you guys I really wanted to take this week and really just dig back in. We've hit the first month. We're into the second month, and I wanted to make sure that you understood the meaningfulness of cultivated perspective. I wanted to make sure that you knew where I was coming from when I put that word in your ear, when I put that as the message that we were working towards, and we were going to be positioning, if you will, for cultivated perspective. And so yesterday kind of dug in a little bit, but today I wanted to just kind of hit you with this and kind of kind of dig on this and chew on it. So I like and I love reading about Elijah from the Bible, and there's so many things about him and his life and his story that are shared and conveyed and just so real. And I like Elijah and Elisha. And I was listening to a message a couple of weeks ago by Bishop Jakes, and he was just talking about how Elisha had been minding his own business. Basically, he was doing his thing, probably realizing that there was more than being a farmer as his parents had planned, but yet and still that was the vision that at least was presented in before him at the time he was in. But he knew that there was, but he knew it could possibly be more. And so it was not until Elijah passed by and showed him that there was something greater and exposed him to what was greater that he realized that he was living the less part of his life. He wasn't in the right space that he could have been to really activate his full potential and purpose. And so when I was thinking about that in the story, it wasn't that he was seeing wrong or not seeing clear. He was seeing what was before him. But it was when he began to look from a different perspective, when he saw another way, when he saw another example, when he saw the potential of what my life could be, he began to cultivate a different dream. He began to cultivate the perspective in him. He began to realize that this purpose was in me. It's nothing wrong with me having a 9 to 5, but I've realized that there's also more in me, and I want to see what that thing is about. And he dropped the plow. He dropped the plow and he went to go see about the other. Went to go see about the other that was in him. And so when I was thinking about that, a lot of people, they get into that questioning and wondering, should they leave the 9 to 5 or should they stay? And so when I started to think about the Elisha and Elijah story, and that was literally what happened. Elisha was working the 9 to 5 at his parents' farm. He was working for his parents' company, okay? But Elijah came along and showed him the potential available to him and changed his perspective and cultivated the purpose that was in him. And he made a choice. And so as you're thinking about things, because this is a real question I get all the time, I'm wondering my own self, what does that mean? What does that look like? What do I do? What I can tell you is this: you'll know when you meet Elijah. You'll know when you meet your Elijah. You'll know when you're in an Elijah encounter. You'll know when you're in an Elijah situation, because you will know that you can't keep going at this the way you have been doing it no more. The purpose in you won't allow you to keep going in the same way. The perspective has shifted you. The perspective has changed your life. You have had a full-blown leader shift, and you can't continue on. And when you know that, you get as crazy and as bold as Elisha did. He said, Not only did he leave mom and them company, he did it so much so that he couldn't even go back to doing what he was doing if he wanted to leave from working and being mentored and being apprentice under Elijah. You feel me? He burned the plow. That means if he wanted to go back, he couldn't even go back to the same role. You feel me? If he wanted to go back, he couldn't even go back and do the same work because some of the tools he had was gone. You feel me? He used the plow as the wood and the ox as the offering. You feel what I'm saying? And so what I'm telling you is, a lot of you are trying to make that decision in your 2020. A lot of you are trying to make that determination. Is it time, are you Elisha, and is it time for me to leave mama and them job? Is it time for me to leave my 9 to 5? But I don't know that answer for you. But what I will convey and I will tell you is, if your perspective has shifted, and you are beginning to plow in new areas and in new veins, because your purpose has been pushed. Your purpose has been pushed. Your baby, as they say, is sleeping, and you hear Elijah calling. You will know what to do. That's it. You will know what to do. You will know if you have experienced an Elijah encounter and you can no longer to stay in Elisha's family's house. You can't do the things that you used to do. You will know it. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, that's a piece of what, you know, I know a lot of people are trying to figure out in this 2020, and as they're trying to do it, I'm telling you that that there's going to be some shifting in how you see things. There's going to be a perspective in how you're looking at things, and you're going to begin to cultivate whatever the next thing that is in your life, whether it's the next promotion, whether it's shifting and transferring in positions and roles, companies, whether it's going back to school, whether it's meeting new people and networking and connecting, whether it's starting a nonprofit, a business, whether it's volunteering more. You will know when you've had your Elijah encounter, when you can no longer stay in doing what you were doing, because your perspective has changed and you're ready to cultivate your new land. Peace, y'all.